I left mine in the office.
Hey, we can sit there and talk about this for all day, but let's just say it.
Oh, they're good qualities, don't they?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I didn't fill it out. I did go through these, and I have kind of picked my top 3, and I'm not gonna have a problem probably with any of them, but I do have one that probably I could easily vote for. More so, but how'd your score sheet come out? You wanna know my top 3?
I can get in my top 3.
Well, we'll do that. Who's your top 3?
Not in any order, but SKW, Vinkster and Kim, and Benton and Associates.
Well, I had the first 2, and then it really don't matter what my third one was, because Benton and Associates is right there too.
I had 2 of these 3.
I do believe that this Cochran bunch can do it. I think they're.
I don't think they would be. They were one of my picks. Cochran and SKW would be my top.
What were you saying this morning? Audrain would have been several years.
Cochran did one for Audrain back in 2010.
What they had to say, I couldn't.
I never did call him. I never did. I did ask that guy this morning that was here, that Tony Russo.
Yeah.
But that was before his time, so he couldn't. He had no idea that they even do one.
The guy I know up there wasn't in today. Wouldn't be back on.
Do we all need to fill this out? Or is it just one sheet that gets filled out?
Well, I think we'll just fill one
out.
sheet out. That's kind of, if you want to see how I kind of raise them. And that's, just 1 out of 4.
Right.
I can be comfortable with any of them, actually.
I mean, you can sit here and try to make this kind of stuff scientific or whatever you want to do, but come on.
Well, technically, this is how you're supposed to.
I know. No, I got it. I got it. There's protocol.
Because when it comes right down to it, I guess the way this works, you pick out one, and then generally Paul gets with them, and then I guess if things go south in a hurry, we can ixnay them and move on to somebody else.
We got some. Who picked that?
Who picked that, Paul?
We pay him for this very reason.
No, I guess my point is it's just the way you grade them. Just because you pick one doesn't mean necessarily that's now we're good done.
We're
because Paul could come back tomorrow or the next day and say, I don't think this is going to work out.
Well, the way it works, we get approval from MoDOT, and then you kind of get the scope of services, which is kind of a standard deal, and they submit a man-hour estimate.
Right.
And if you can't come together on, if their charges are unreasonable, you think, and you can't come to an agreement, you can go to the next one. But it's not a low bid thing.
Right.
You didn't dock them anything for getting the wrong road number on the bridge?
Intent. He did with the
You
intent.
hung up on that,
No, but I'm telling you, if I'm sending out something that I'm trying to get somebody to do, the company going to be in charge of all the fine numbers, and then I get that wrong on my cover sheet. I got, but I'm sure they're fine. I'm just, you really ought to make sure that kind of stuff's right.
Let's just be sure that.
Well, as you can see, you see that star? See, that's 2 stars. See that star? Paul had the same one that I had.
That's good.
And I had this one laying there as an alternate. This Cochran.
So you're as smart as Paul, is that what you're
No,
saying?
not even close. Not even close. I did see the young Winkelmann on television the
Did
other
you?
night, though.
Was he at the
Playing some
governor's
hoops.
speech too?
No, he was actually at the.
What's
Was
going
that the
on?
South Callaway Tournament?
Heard got his 1,000 points.
That was
Oh, he did?
that was the night when he got his 1,000th point. He was on
He
television.
needed
So.
26, and that's what he got to.
Oh, wow.
7 for 8, 3 points. He was on par.
Yeah, sounded like it.
Well, he needs to go to the zoo.
So, I don't know where you want to go. I mean, like I said, I'd be comfortable with any of those three. Looks like you got 2 stars on.
Well, I didn't grade them necessarily. I went through there the other night at home. I didn't have that paper with me. That's the reason that really ain't filled out, because I didn't have it. I couldn't remember how you done it. So I was just looking at them and putting stars on ones that I thought were going to be toward the top,
Have a good one.
and the ones that were going to be toward the bottom, there's nothing on.
You had Benton, SKW, who was your third one? Cochran.
Beanstrip,
That was
The ones I had X's on, they were definitely not going to happen. How did you rate CDG engineers?
They were down there way 79.
Yeah, I had an X on a lot of those. You know that. How about TWM?
79.
That's another one I had an X on. Not a star, but an X.
Yeah, but the way you make your X's, they look dang close to a star.
You need to call it my star. This is different than my X. The only thing that I didn't do that I wanted to do, which I don't think is really relevant at this point, was I want to call Audrey, but I knew you had said you was going to call him.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm banking on Paul's call, and then we'll go with that. Which he tried, just didn't get over. So, that being said. All right, so I guess, are we saying it's definitely a 3-horse race, and now we just
I
need
would
somebody to
say
make some sort of a announcement that they feel like this one's it compared to somebody else, because, we can sit here all day, like you said, and I don't do that.
So, if we're down to those 3, which is Ministra, SKW, and
Benton?
Benton.
I can tell you what I know about them.
Why don't you do that?
Benton and Associates, Shannon Howe, some of you may know Shannon. He used to be with SKW, worked with Dave Hamilton, and they did some of those off-mat bridges for us. Shannon's a good guy, he's very knowledgeable. He went to Benton and Associates. They had some kind of, I don't know what happened there, but he left SKW when Dave left, so. Anyway, that's where he's at, and they do a lot of the county type work. That's their bread and butter up there. Haven't dealt with a firm other than I do know Shannon. Beanstra and Kim, that's McDonald and Warger. They've done 3 or 4, maybe more bridges for us.
When I came into office, you guys were doing one with them, and I'm
Right.
one that kind of helped finish that up.
And as far as the design and administration, they did have a problem with their survey. They had a wrong description. But that wasn't them, that was the guy that wrote their description.
Sure.
And nobody really checked it much. But other than that, they're very meticulous. I mean, you don't, basically, they take the ball and run with it. They got questions, they talk to you. It's not, don't have any of the problems we had. It was great service. That was before the new LPA stuff. Basically the process is the same as far as the pay estimates and things like that. They handle it, make sure everything got through and all that good stuff. They do a good job with design. SKW, they're well established. They've been around for a long time. we have not used them other than the soft match bridges, and that was really Shannon and Dave Hamilton that come to Megan office. I don't know a bunch about this Dustin Berry. I see him a lot. That's Gary Strack, I guess. You know, he's been around a long time. I think they do a really good job too. I don't know who you guys want to try somebody new again. SKW's done a lot of BRO stuff.
Well, I mean, I would,
pretty fun.
this is, and I've had this conversation, but, you know, I don't want people to take this that it looks like I was bought or something, because that is not the case. But what I would like, well, I'm going to talk about Schaefer Klein and Warren here real quick. What I have found pretty unique about Schaefer Klein and Warren is, you know, they have done a couple of beat things for us, and they've been very, I guess, efficient with that and getting it done. The other thing about Schaefer Klein and Warren is they're very personable. They're very, you know, those guys stop by here probably once a quarter or so just to chit chat, you know, for a little bit, you know, and see what's going on, and then they leave, you know, no big deal because there's nothing going on. So, but they're always seem like they're trying to stay involved in what's going on, and not to mention they're very cooperative all the time when you got something going on and you need a favor, you know, or whatever. They seem to, and I think it's time to maybe give Justin a chance, you know, as far as, that's just my personal opinion. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with the other two either, and I ain't gonna have a problem with probably any of the three. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there and say it like it is. I mean, it's not like they've done anything to. I just feel like they've done some of the smaller things since I've been here a couple times. You know, kind of the, for lack of a better way of saying it, some of the grunt stuff. You know, where you just kind of do an inspection on something and you make a little money at it probably. Then yeah, we get to one of these big ones and we tend to overlook them sometimes. So I just wonder if we ought to give them a shot at it and see how it goes. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
No, it's kind of how they're very supportive of MAC and CCAM. I think that's, you know, they're investing back in us. I feel like it is time to give it to have somebody else involved on it. We need to keep them involved. I know Shannon. I've seen him at some conferences, and they do sponsorships too on it. You know, and Roger, after I saw him in your office the other day, I didn't remember him from a previous job on it too. But you know, all these guys are out there and involved and want to keep their name out there on it. But I think these are all pretty good ones. I had 2 out of these 3 same way on it. But
I'm pretty sure that's the only 3 that I had stars on. I
think we're going to be fine with any of them. I don't know that I favor one real strong over the other. If I did, it'd probably be SKW, just from their involvement and support of, you know, the commissioner and the county government had on it and what they do.
Let me see your score sheet again. I didn't have that star. How do you score MECO engineering? Or MECO or whatever their name is.
83, they were mid to upper range.
I don't know nothing about them, but I did have them in looking and reading their stuff. That
One thing about the SKW, they had a lot of good points in their, you know, that they've been actually thinking about what they're going to do if they get it. Kind of what I liked about their letter. They told you some things other than, you know, who we are and what our team is and all that stuff. You guys okay with that?
well, Randy, do you have any comments or any?
In all honesty, no. I don't have an issue with anybody talking about it.
Well, I don't either. I really don't.
You know,
It's kind of one of these things. It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough doing it.
I've met these guys.
It ain't about the money.
I don't know the other ones.
really haven't talked to anybody, so.
Well,
Yeah. So I'm just going by what's on paper and what you all know about them. Frankly, other than the fact I've met these and
yeah. Well, and they've got a lot of good history with
Right.
counties and doing
I've met them over the
jobs.
years, you know,
Yeah.
long before you guys I worked with, went around them, so. But I don't know that I know them.
Well, I guess I'll entertain a motion. We'll probably have to do this in motion form from somebody, unless there's further discussion.
Well, the motion needs to, go ahead, Doctor, I guess.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, we're not accepting our.
Right, that's what I
where
was.
we are
exactly.
selecting.
Yeah.
To
If that's
pursue
the proper
we
word,
select.
select.
to MoDOT or whatever the process is.
I would move that we select SKW, which is Schaefer, Klein and Warren. As the engineer to discuss the bridge replacement program over Hiller's Creek.
I would just use the BRO number. BRO, BO 1424 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's BO 1424.
BO 1424.
Do you want Hiller's Creek in there at all? Over Hiller's Creek?
You can put Hillers Creek, just so it's.
Easier for us to identify with.
And if that's the motion, I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Two ayes.
I started saying no, just did.
You do it.
Make you say something.
I'll say aye. I agree. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll get the rating sheet loaded out, and get the ball rolling.
Finish your rating sheet.
Whatever.
I got them being the top pick now. You got to change it, basically.
That was just mine.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. I don't
Or
think,
whatever she was on
that's
there.
not necessarily true. I don't think, when you send that in, they don't have to have like the top score, but they have to be right there. I mean, they can't be like the
Well,
top
that's what,
score.
that's what I'm getting at. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of discussion. And it's, if you want me to fill mine out, I will, so you have a second one to fill in, because I had them. I just never did score it officially.
Well, I looked at all of them and read over them and tried to determine some things, but like I said, it's hard to know. I don't know the people.
Should have contacted Aaron's
Involved in
company.
them with most
They're in
I
Lenexa.
think next year it's
They
gonna
do
be a
BRs,
different
sure.
process.
I have to ask
They're
them. I
gonna-
know they do bridge design.
Have so many.
Well, like they do the-
400 engineers.
You familiar with the BEAT program, Bridge Engineering Assistance Program?
They don't have a base right
They
there.
got located on consultants, you just pick whatever you want.
What's one of my further?
thought they said
They're on a qualified list with
They
MoDOT.
spend up to $4.
And they may very well be though on the east-west.
But their company is the one that did the 500 bridges for MoDOT.
Oh,
I don't know if the office did, I didn't.
The company that
We
is.
should get
That's the
her
Orange
single
Marsh.
thing.
Kansas. Lenexa.
We got no mail. We got mail.
So, all right, so you're gonna get a hold of them. Do we have to send out, I guess, thank you letters and all that?
Take care of
Okay.
You know, we could have met with Paul at 10 and preempted the governor, and had the governor come in.
Well, we could have been done. He was 15 minutes late.
True. That
it.
is
Did you
true.
guys get an invitation invite too?
No, we just crashed the party.
Gary got invited, we went with him.
Randy and I, we just tagged along his
It's
coattails.
hard to get in
No,
there.
boys, I got a phone call and I said that we would all probably be in attendance.
It was weird seeing the governor point Gary, hey Gary, how you doing?
I mean, it was weird.
I'll bet you $10. I'll bet you $10 right now if you walked up to him and asked him what my first name was, he wouldn't be able to tell you.
I want to recognize all the elected officials in the crowd today. City council,
Yeah.
2 state representatives.
No, bull crap.
It was weird. I mean,
You was all good with that until you got to the Gary part. He never even acknowledged the poor commissioner.